just released a brand new commercial featuring Caitlin Clark and her new Kobe shoe that she released today. And I saw this commercial yesterday on social media. I thought it was so cool. There's a shot when she's in the locker room and she opens her eye and it like turns into what looks like a snake eye, but when you zoom in, it's actually the Kobe logo.
Nike just dropped the corporate plot twist of the decade, and AJA Wilson is fuming. After years of investing millions into her brand, they've had a front row seat as Caitlin Clark lights up the internet every time she so much as glances at a basketball. Now, it looks like Nike's finally snapped out of it and realized who's really shifting the culture.
He finally delivers Caitlin Clark PE. Is this the first Caitlin Clark exclusive Nike commercial since she's entered the WNBA? I know she's made a cameo here. She's made a cameo there. She was featured as part of this rollout here, featured as part of this rollout there. But is this our first official Caitlin Clark solo commercial since she has joined the W?
Turns out, Nike's been backing the wrong horse all along. And now that they are finally pivoting toward the woman who actually moves units, AJA Wilson's having a full-on PR meltdown. But let's be clear, this isn't just about footwear. It's about Nike quietly conceding they've spent years propping up a face of the brand whose shoes sit untouched. While Caitlin Clark's drops crash their site faster than a dial-up modem trying to stream in 2025.
Caitlin Clark and Nike are officially dropping Caitlin Clark's Indiana Fever player-exclusive Kobe 5s in just a couple weeks. So this shoe was first seen being worn by Caitlin and was thought to be a colorway made just for her up until just a couple days ago, where Nike's official images of the shoes got leaked and the announcement was made saying that everyone will now have a chance.
Let's talk numbers, because math doesn't care about your ego. AJA Wilson's Nike A1S did sell out in 5 minutes back in May, and on the surface, that sounds like a win. But dig a little deeper and it's clear, Nike only released a limited batch, manufacturing hype through artificial scarcity. Now contrast that with Caitlin Clark's Kobe collab, 13,000 pairs gone in actual minutes. Not 5, just minutes. That's not marketing magic. That's real demand.
Well, I don't think I'd be in the wrong to say Caitlin Clark's Kobe is the sneaker of the week, and everyone's focus is mostly on this one. If you really wanted that shoe, I hope you put your footwork in, because there's supposedly only 13,000 pairs of sneakers out tomorrow. Combine that with a really high resale value, I expect this shoe to be a relatively difficult call. But my hope seriously is that with Caitlin Clark's sneaker coming out, that this sets a precedent and we might see other exclusive player edition Kobe's drop for the public.
The Nike website didn't just lag. It flat out waved the white flag to the Caitlin Clark army. Seconds after her drop, resale prices skyrocketed to $350. $600. No change needed. That's not just demand, it's domination. When Clark's gear hits the market, it doesn't simply sell out. It ignites a frenzy so wild, Black Friday looks like a sleepy neighborhood garage sale by comparison.
These things is some fire. I'm telling you, where there's smoke, there is fire, and these things is hitting so hard. And who got a bot? Who a shoe plug? Because I need 2 pairs. I need one for the sneaker wall, and I need one for my feet, because these things is hitting right here. No, I don't want to pay $600 on.
But here's where things really heat up. Nike poured 2 full years into crafting AJA Wilson's signature line, rolling out the royal carpet. She got the full princess package, custom logos, hands-on design control, the whole storybook. They let her weave in Celtic symbols for her parents, quotes from her grandmother. Basically turned the shoe into a sentimental family scrapbook with laces.
I lost all respect for AJ Wilson. I don't want to hear her opinions. I don't care what she has to say from this point on. When you keep a Nike deal 2 years in secret while you're spewing all that crazy stuff about Caitlin Clark in the Time magazine, read it. Read what she said in the Time magazine. Yet you had a Nike deal the whole entire time.
Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark's still rocking Kobe hand-me-downs, waiting on her actual signature shoe. And they're outselling Wilson's custom-built masterpieces by margins that would make a statistician cry into their spreadsheets. Nike gave AJA everything she asked for and then some. But somehow, Clark's so-called leftovers stir up more hype than Wilson's meticulously curated brand statements ever could.
So it's finally here. Caitlin Clark sneakers from Nike is finally dropping. She was signed to them last year, and the sneakers is a year late in my opinion, but nonetheless, I'm excited because these sneakers is finally coming out. But what does annoy me a little bit is that this is a collaboration with Kobe. Now, Kobe, respect to Kobe, the legend, rest in peace, great basketball player. But in my opinion, Caitlin Clark is a big enough star and she's creating her own legacy. So I feel like, at least for her first sneaker, it shouldn't be a collaboration with any other player, dead or alive, in my opinion. I feel like Caitlin should have, for her first shoe, had her own original design just for her, no collab.
If you're enjoying this, hit that subscribe button, because now it's time to address the elephant in the room, AJA Wilson's me first mentality. She's been campaigning for attention like she's running for president of basketball. Signature shoe. Check. Custom logo that's supposed to spark conversation. Translation. No one knows what it actually means. A Nike commercial directed by Malia Obama. No less. And yet she still moves like the world owes her a standing ovation. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark just laces up, plays hoops, and accidentally becomes the most marketable athlete Nike's had since Michael Jordan. Wilson's out here demanding respect. Clark, she's earning it by crashing websites and selling out arenas without even breaking a sweat.
And all this was done while the shoes being developed, while the collections being done. To demonize Caitlin Clark and try to label her as a privileged white girl that's getting all the privileges, even though she earned everything she got. This ain't about color. This is about good and bad. And I honestly find this a little evil. I find this evil. This is beyond bad, because you had the ability to speak up and say, hey, everybody, relax. Don't get on Caitlin Clark. She got a shoe deal. That's cool. I got one too. Mine's taking a little bit, but it's going to come out. Just be patient. She could have came out and said that, but she didn't.
The funniest part, Nike actually tried to make this work. They handed AJA Wilson a $20+ million extension, built entire campaigns around her diamond in the rough persona, and pushed her narrative harder than a used car salesman on quota. But here's the truth. You can't manufacture what Caitlin Clark has naturally. Clarkington 8-year, $28 million deal, and instantly became Nike's most valuable asset, without them even breaking a sweat. Every time she hits the court in Nike gear, it's free marketing worth millions. No production teams. No dramatic backstories. No myth building required. Wilson needs a script. Clark just needs to exist.
Nike did not fumble Caitlin Clark. It takes years and years of research and development and building and designing and trialing and erroring to build a custom shoe line. Caitlin Clark has played in only Kobe 5s and Kobe 6s almost exclusively for like the last 3 or 4 years. If they are building a shoe for Caitlin Clark, that Caitlin Clark is going to wear, that she's going to sell, that she's going to give away to her teammates, to her fans, to whomever, it has to be as good as, if not better, than the Kobe 5 or 6. And there's new Kobe variants out, and she doesn't wear them. She signed a $28 million 10-year contract with Nike. Year 2. We're in year 2 of that. The shoes are coming. They have to design them. It takes several years for this to happen. We're not just doing a colorway like Page.
Let's talk market impact, because this is where AJA Wilson's delusions collide headfirst with cold, hard reality. Caitlin Clark generated an estimated $82.5 million in economic impact for the state of Iowa alone. That's not a typo. One player, one state, $82.5 million. No fluff, no fiction. Just facts. Clark's influence has moved beyond basketball and into full-blown cultural phenomenon territory. And while she was out here rewriting history, Nike XX were too busy trying to make AJA Wilson happen. Like she's basketball's version of Fetch from Mean Girls. Newsflash, it's still not happening. The writing was on the wall from day one, but Nike seemed too distracted chasing social justice brownie points to read it. Former Nike basketball marketing director Jordan Rodgers even went public, dragging his old company for fumbling the Caitlin Clark bag. A former insider had to shame them into seeing what the rest of the world already knew. That Clark was the golden goose they kept tripping over while force-feeding fans a narrative nobody asked for. Meanwhile, Nike stock hit a 5-year low right around the time they were busy crowning the wrong queen. The numbers don't lie. They just expose who wasn't paying attention.
Stock price since 2021, it is down nearly 60%. Your executives and the people who are making these decisions, Their stock options are worthless. Meanwhile, you have the single biggest needle mover in all of American sports since Michael Jordan, and you have somehow convinced yourself that you need to slow play this. Let me show you Google Trends search traffic for 4 female basketball players. There is one who only rivals Caitlin Clark, and that is Angel Reese, and you do not have her. She is over at Reebok. I am so confused as to how you would be so invested in the WNBA for several years, and you have been doing great work to try to elevate and uplift that league and many of the athletes there. But this seems like you have convinced yourself that this needs to be an either-or conversation. And we never have an either-or conversation in the men's sports. You have like 10 signature athletes. Half of them don't deserve a signature.